Hello, 8th grade. These are your notes for To Kill a Mockingbird chapters 22 through 23. You have a quiz on this, so I am going to give the answers that are on the notes, but I'm not going to give as many comments as I normally do because I really would like to see if you have read and understood this. Chapter 22, we see Jem is upset at the verdict. We also see the black community brings food to Atticus. We saw a roast chicken that he got to have for breakfast. We see a big cake for Jem from Miss Maudie. We also get her insight into the trial. We see that Dill wants to be a clown. On your study guide, it's going to ask you why. So make sure you understand his reasons for wanting to do that. We also see that Bob Ewell, so Mayella's father, spits in Atticus's face and threatens him. So that takes us through 22. For chapter 23, Jem and Scout are scared about Ewell and the threat that was made. There's a long conversation between Jem and Atticus about juries. Jem has a very different view than Atticus about juries. We find out there was a Cunningham on the jury who was ready to acquit Tom. That's why the verdict took so long. We have Aunt Alexandra making the comment that Cunninghams are trash, her words. We then have Jem thinking through the class system, and his thoughts are that background has to do with education. So he feels if you can read and write, that is an important part of your background. Scout, her thoughts were that all folks are just folks. Is she talking just about whites? Jem had divided the caste system into 4 groups, and we have seen 3 before when we talk about social class or caste. Scout is just saying there's only one, that all people are just people. Okay, so the question, is she talking about just whites? Okay, we've seen her have some kind of prejudiced views from society. What are her thoughts here? Some important quotes. Page 213, they did it. Done before, they'll do it again, and only children weep. So this shows prejudice. This was Atticus's comment about after the verdict, that this happens so often that many of the adults are hardened to the prejudice. Only children see it for how sad it is. On page 216, there's danger a-comin'. So this was all of the gossips talking. It was foreshadowing. There was once again the same kind of image as that mad dog about the craziness right before Atticus was about to shoot. That image of danger is going to keep kind of showing up throughout this story. On page 221, talking about we need to protect our frail ladies. So this is again a Southern code. The question to ask yourself, how many frail ladies are there in this novel? We think about many of the characters. We think about Mrs. DeBose, who had a gun under all of her shawls and wraps. How many of them are genuinely frail ladies? So we have this idea in the Southern Code about protecting them. Do they really need that? On page 222, serving on a jury forces a man to declare himself. So here is a way where there is no secrets. You have to be the same on the street as in your home. The comment has been made before that Atticus is the same on the street as he is in his home. But there are many characters in this story who keep secrets, who don't want to stand and say what they really think or really feel for fear. Okay. Notes on themes and motif. On page 214, Dill is still neglected by his drunk aunt. She's now up to at least 2 glasses a day. Aunt Alexandra is like, oh, you're being cynical about her. He's like, it's not cynical if it's the truth. Okay. Is Dill a mockingbird? If he's neglected, if he's mistreated, if all he's trying to do is bring joy, is Dill a mockingbird? On page 215 to 216, We see small steps were made in the trial. So what were the steps? The idea that there was progress. Before, people would have come back with a verdict very quickly, within minutes. They would go out, come back in. It was just a matter of course. The fact that someone's mind was even open to the idea of acquittal, the fact that they were fighting against this prejudice, shows that there are steps being made, that there is progress, even if it doesn't look very hopeful. In page 218, Atticus is able to stand in Ewell's shoes. So once again, this is an important theme, looking at things from someone else's point of view. Atticus is able to look from Ewell's point of view and say, look, I would rather he get mad at me, spit on me, than beat his daughter or take it out on them. If he needs to feel like he isn't as low as he was made to look in court, this gives him the out. Okay? So this goes to education. What is a person really like? What does it mean to really understand someone? There's several times it says you can't understand someone until you've walked in their shoes. You've seen things from their point of view. Last but not least, page 220 to 221. Once again, Atticus's views on a white man who cheats a black man makes them trash. So again, what makes someone a certain level or not? Okay, Jem has his ideas, Aunt Alexandra has her ideas, Scout has her ideas, and here we find for Atticus, a white person who cheats a black man is trash. So, those are your notes for today. I don't believe you have any new vocab words. I will be posting your study guide. You have over a week to get this done, so don't stress about it, but you might want to fill it in as we go, as you find the answers, so that hopefully it's not too overwhelming when it is due. So with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to take your quiz and turn in your notes.